Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we are ready to rock and roll here. I got a little lesson for you today. I was thinking about this morning. I've come upon some youngins who believe that you can be rich and famous and not do your work. And I'm seeing this not just for actors, but I'm just seeing this in general with customer service. People don't take their stuff seriously. They're not practicing. Actors are not practicing their craft. Unfortunately, social media has made people believe that all you have to do is just get in front of the camera and do whatever you want, and then you become a star. It it, it 90% of that is not true. Maybe 95% of that is not true. If you are not practicing your craft daily, then you are not practicing for your career, but instead you are practicing your excuses, and there's no Oscar for that. So today I want to talk about um, stars like Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins, Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, Idris Alba, Viola Davis. These people practice. They practice. They are relentless. They are intentional, and they repeat what they do. So, I just want you to know that as an artist, as an actor, um, practice is going to make you unstoppable. Um, I was talking with a great acting coach, Ivana Chubbuck, and she was telling a story about Brad Pitt to me, and how when Brad was starting out, he was all about rehearsal and practice and doing his stuff, and he was asked to um, be this actress's partner because she was going in to meet with agents and they wanted to see a scene, her do a scene. This is before self tape, just so you know. This is before self tape. But they rehearsed like twice, and the woman was like, "Yeah, we're good. We just go in, we're good." And he was not good with that. He went to Ivana and got coached and got coached and got coached so he could be prepared, even though that meeting was not for him. And let me tell you something, because he prepared and he kept practicing the scene, and he kept working on it and working out and working on it. When they went in to meet the agent, and she already had a name, people knew who she was. Nobody really knew who Brad was at the time, but because he was prepared, he had practice, he came in ready, he booked that agent. He got signed with that agent. That woman did not get signed, and we don't know her name today. She has disappeared. As an actor, you could get some work without practicing for a little while, but you cannot have a career if you are not taking your career seriously, if you're not being relentless and intentional, making sure that you are doing your rehearsals, you are practicing over and over and over again, that you're doing your repetitions. You know, when you work out in the gym, you have to do certain repetitions in order to get your body to be a certain way. Well, it is the same way with acting. You have to do your repetitions. I remember hearing Anthony Hopkins talking about how he will read his script over 200 times. Yes, 200 times. And he does not come to work without knowing all of that stuff in is so well that it is in him. No matter what, it is in him. Meryl Streep is another one. You know, she's considered one of our greatest actresses, but she is deep diving, practicing, researching, learning different accents, learning the gestures of the character, and she rehearses and rehearses and rehearses. Practice is important. It is where transformation happens. When you are doing repetitions, what you are doing is building your confidence. You are mastering your talent, your craft. You are in it to win it. Those people that go up for Oscars, that go up for Emmys, that go up for Tonys, they are working on their stuff day and night. They are perfecting their stuff. They're not just coming in cold. I heard a story of an actor, well-known actor, who, when he was starting out, he was observing actors on set, and he saw that this one actor had a coach, and that this coach really was having them do repetitions and working with them and working with them and working with them. And he went to that coach and he said, I can't afford you right now, but I'm coming back for you. He understood the value of practice and repetition. And in your practice, it is really good to have somebody else to work with you, because they'll keep you on the straight and narrow. So as an actor, we got to do our work. And I know, that's the thing we don't want to do. We don't want to work on our scene. We don't want to work on our lines. We don't want to work on memorizing it. I always get people who ask me, how do you memorize your line? And for me, it is repetition. I read it over and over and over and over and over again until it is in me. It is a part of me. So I want to give you 7 reps to help you with your practice, with your repetitions. And the first one is pick a monologue or scene and read it out loud every day. Every day, pick one monologue, one scene that you can learn, get in you, because you're doing it over and over and over and over and over again. Well, make sure you pick a scene or monologue that fits your type, that you can really do, and start practicing it. It's a great idea if you can have maybe 2 or 3 monologues under your belt that you can just pull up and deliver at a moment's notice. That's what that's what working actors should be doing. You should be having monologues that when you meet somebody and they just say, hey, well, show me what you got, you can show them what you got, because you that bad. You are on top of it. And then I would say to you to take that monologue or take that script, that scene that you are doing over and over and over again, and that's record it like a self-tape. Record it and see how you do. When you're doing your self-tapes, you should also not only record them, but you should watch them maybe a week later, 2 weeks later, and see what you can learn from it. Oh wow, I could have done that better. As actors, we're always coming back and going, I could have done that better. I could have done this, I could have done that, and then do it again. And this time with the information that you have, that you said, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. Well, do it again with that information. Put that camera on and shoot it again with the additional stuff. The next thing I would say to you, number 3, is maybe practice an accent once a month. Play with an accent. Write down about 5 accents that you would like to learn, and just start practicing it every day. Go to YouTube and find somebody who's teaching that particular dialect or accent, and really start working it. Or get yourself an accent coach, a dialect coach, and work with them on accents. So now you're building your toolbox of goodies. You can pull out accents, you can pull out dialogues, you can pull out accents and dialects, and you can pull out a monologue that you can just deliver at a moment's notice. That stuff comes because you are practicing. You are putting in the time to do your reps. The next thing I would challenge you is to practice doing co-readings. maybe 3, 4 times a week. Get a get a script, get some sides, and just read a couple of pages cold. Like pick it up, look at it, make your choices, and then practice doing cold readings. It will really strengthen you. It will get you out there doing your stuff. Another thing you can start practicing is uh, picking a couple uh, picking a couple of emotional um, memories. They could be things that made you laugh, things that made you cry, things that got you angry, and then start doing it. It's like I, I I was thinking about this this morning. I didn't want to go here, but I will. Um, Something I've been hearing lately: young actors, they get crying sticks so that they can cry on cue. You don't want to do that. I mean, yes, your eyes will get watery, but your body is your body betrays you. When you do that, your body betrays you because your body is not in that position. When you are really emotional, your body is postured for that. If you're crying, your whole body changes. If you're laughing, your whole body changes. But we as actors, we put too much emphasis on, oh, the tears are not coming. It is not about tears. And this is where you can practice. If you really want it to be about tears, write down maybe 5 to 10 things that have gone on in your life that really made you cry. And then focus on that moment where you were emotional. And then try not to cry. Thinking about that, try not to cry. The tears are going to just start flowing. The mucus is going to start coming out your nose because you're really in that moment. You're really there emotionally. So that's part of your practice, is practicing your emotional recall of stuff. If you have to laugh, practice that. If you have to sneeze, practice that. Years ago, I was in a commercial class, and they had a contest, and the person who did the best sneeze got a headshot shoot. I was you got a headshot shoot. I practiced that thing. I came in that next week, and I delivered the sneeze because I have been practicing a sneeze. It sounds ridiculous, but because I was so committed to it, I got a free headshot shoot. I got a photographer who took my headshots, and I used those headshots probably for the next year and a half. But when you are practicing your emotional recall, be it laughing, crying, anger, um, how you feel when you've been betrayed, uh, and you connected with a real moment, or a real what if moment. What if so and so betrayed me? What if my partner betrayed me and I walked in on them and they were doing the deed? I would, oh my God, that would devastate me. So all I have to do, if I've never encountered that, but I'm in a scene where that is happening, I'm there. My body is shaking. I'm like, it reads on your face. You can say lines, but your eyes betray you because you don't believe it. You're not really living it. And as an actor, we do make believe, but we are also believing what we're saying. So I'm going back to the crying. Don't cry just, I gotta have tears. No, it should be something that really affects you. It really affects you, not the crying stick. Please don't do that, because you will never get an award for that unless they're giving crying stick awards. Best crying stick performance goes to blah 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 blah. No, don't do that. Number so the next one is number 6. Your workout, repetitive, doing repetitions, daily breathing, movement work. It's great to be taking an Alexander Technique class regularly to get your body in position. So your body is your instrument. You got to know how to use it. You know, you have to know how to walk confidently. You have to know how to walk broken. You got to know how to walk sexy. I mean, all of that is part of your body exercises. How do you walk when you're feeling tough? How do you walk when you're feeling angry? And again, connecting that with a real thing really um, seals the deal, man. It just, you will be unstoppable. Just like musicians practice daily, we as actors have to practice daily. Don't just read the lines, but really absorb them, take them in. What do they mean to you? How do they affect you? What is it that you want from your partner? Really know those things, and that is, you're practicing. You're writing it down. You're thinking about it. You're trying it out. You're doing it. Now you're doing it again. It is so crucial for you to do your repetitions. I will say to you, winners aren't born, they are built. One rep at a time. One rep at a time. One practice at a time. So do your practice, do your reps, read your scenes, shoot your scenes, look at it, do it again. When I was doing stand up, it was all about practice, it was all about repetition. You know, you had a set, you got on stage, maybe you got on stage 4 or 5 times a week and you did that same set, but you had to deliver that set like it was the first time you were doing it in front of the audience, because that is what they paid for. They paid for a show. They didn't pay for you to just recite your jokes. They wanted to be part of the show. So you had to work on your set. You had to know your jokes. You had to know the setup, the punchline, and you had to deliver it. And that was practice, practice, practice. So I'm going to leave you with this. If you want to be rich and famous as an actor, your job is to do your reps. Practice what you are working on every day. You know, make time for it. I am getting ready to start working on my one-person show again. And what do I know? I know that I'm going to have to commit so many hours in a day, first of all, to get that script back in my body. Not only that, I'm going to do it in Spanish as well. So now I've got to practice getting a Spanish script in my body. And then once I have all of that done, then it's working on rehearsals and finding new things within that script that I can deliver, and making it new every night when I perform it. That is your job as an actor, is to work on the material. You know, people are paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars right now to see Denzel Washington in Othello. And why are they paying all that money? Because he always delivers the goods. They pay lots and lots of money. Right now, George Clooney is on stage in New York. They are paying big bucks to watch George Clooney. George Clooney isn't phoning it in. He is working hard on the material. Your job is to work hard on your material. Practice, practice, practice. I want to see you win. I want to see you kick butt. Practice makes you unstoppable. Remember that. Practice makes you unstoppable. You may not like going to the gym and doing reps, but if you want your body to be ready for the summer, to show your bikini or show your abs, you're going to do the reps. It's the same thing in acting. I just want to remind you, for those of you who think that you can get on social media and just wing it, you can wing whatever you want on social media, but you cannot do that with your craft. So start practicing now, so that you are ready to deliver the goods whenever you are called upon. Okay? Have an amazing day. I will see you next time. See ya. Bye-bye. All right. I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a fantastic audience. I will see you next time. Bye.